Hello and welcome back to Basis and Practice in Programming. And in this lecture we are going to continue talking about C programming basic or fundamentals. So today we are going to cover chapter 4 of our textbook, and it's a very simple chapter talking about also printf and scanf and how to print on the screen and read from the keyboard, along with different data types. We will try to cover today string data type and also or string structure, and also we are going to talk about Boolean data type with other topics. So the outline of the lecture for today will be as follows. So we will explain Boolean data type. We will try to show you how we can handle strings, and also we will explain how to define new variables. We call them constant variable, okay? And also we will try to talk about some problems maybe programmers try to face, or he will face, the programmer, during his programming, something related to overflow. We will see something related to variables and we call it overflow, and we will see what is this problem and how we can avoid this problem. Also, we will talk about a very important topic, we call it conversion, okay? How to convert from one data type or from one storage to another storage. For example, how to convert from float to integer, how to convert data from integer to float, and so on. So we will try to cover those maybe in one video or two videos to explain all of those topics. So let's start. Okay, the first thing we would like to talk about is Boolean. So sometimes in a program or in software, you would like to check if there is something exist or something not exist, or something is true or it's not true. Okay, so in this case, you need just one variable to store some status, and this status is true or false, good or bad, black or white. So you have only two situations. And in this case, if you have some value and this value only take one of two choices, like for example black or white, true or false, good or bad, in this case I really recommend you to use not integer or not any data type. We will use Boolean data type. So the Boolean data type is a data type join C programming late, so it was not exist before, this data type, when they invented C programming, and then later at C99, that means C programming 1999, they invented this data type, and they said this data type is Bool underscore Bool. So this one here, so this one is the data type Bool. Okay, it's underscore Bool, mean Boolean. And this Boolean will receive some value, and this value could be 0 or any number. Okay, 0 or any number. If it's 0, mean this one mean indicate false or not, or the negative side. And the 1 indicate the true or the positive side. Okay, so maybe this one could, the 0 indicate the black, and the 1 indicate white, or this one indicate bad and this one indicate good, and so on. So it takes two values, 0 or 1. Okay, now if you give the Boolean variable some another value, like for example 150, in this case it will assume this is 1, just 1. Okay, and we will see this one when we start programming or show you this one in code. Another way to use Boolean is to use some library like stdbool. So this stdbool will allow you to define the Boolean not like this underscore bool. You will define it like C++ style. This one similar to C++ style. Okay, but it's a C language, so you say bool and then the variable name equal, and then you will say false or true. Okay, so this is how you can define the Boolean variable. So let's start show you this one in in Visual Studio and Code Blocks. So in Code Blocks, I will open new project for today. So I will say new, okay, new project, and then we'll say this one I want console. Okay, console application, yes, next. And then this is a C code, next. And this one we'll call it lecture 3. Okay. Now, anytime during I'm explaining something, if you found I'm fast, just pause the video and do whatever you want and then continue. Okay. And here is it. So this is the main. And now this is how we can define. This is the basic one. And I will do the same thing for Visual Studio. So in Visual Studio, I'll say create a new project, because sometimes we are going to execute. So here is the recent one. We use console application or empty application. So we will use console. And then I will say this one lecture 3, for example. Create. I'm trying to repeat this step so you will remember those concepts. So I will rename this one to C, okay, and then I will maybe delete this one all. So yeah, this one is the, maybe just for sake of time, I will just put this one here. So for you, you can do it by yourself, but just I want to save time. Now, how to define a Boolean variable? You can define Boolean variable like this. You will say, for example, here underscore bool. Okay, here is the bool variable, and then say here variable. Okay, variable, and maybe we can this one say equals 0. So now, if you are defining as bool like this, you cannot put here true or false. Okay, you cannot say like this true, or you cannot say, for example, or false. It's not. So you see, it's error. It will say it's error. You should say 0 or 1. Okay. So this is for the underscore bool. Okay. So now, if you want to print, let's print this one. You will say the variable. Okay. Maybe we'll say here variable has value equal something. Okay. And then here I will say, for example, modulo d. Okay. So this is digits. Okay, and then I will see here what is the variable. So let's put the variable here and see what will this one will print. So when I execute this one, yeah, the variable has value 0. Now I can put here, for example, 1. Okay, and then it will tell you the variable has a value 1. Okay, but how about if I put some value which is a big like this one? So okay, this one, what will happen here? It's 1. Why 1? Because the Boolean variable is just 0 or 1. That's it. 0 or 1. Any positive number or any number will be 1, and 0 will be 0. Okay, so that's it. This is a very simple data type. And this, for example, how about if I put this one negative? Let's see what will happen here. 1. Okay, so any number will be 1 and 0. That's it. Okay. And now another thing, how about the size of this one? What will be the size of how much memory this one will take? If you want to check how much memory this one will take, I will say size of, okay, size of, and I will put here the underscore bool, or I will put the var. It's okay, any of them is okay. So let's see how much the size of this one. It's only 1 byte, only 1 byte, okay? So this is the size of this Boolean data type. Okay, now let's see another one is to include this library stdbool.h. So let me just include this one here. The same code, guys, is working with code blocks, so you can check this one by yourself. Here is it. In the case, if you are using stdbool, you can say bool, and then there is variable. Okay, variable. Okay, for example, bool variable. Let's call it like this. And this bool variable equal. Now we can say true. Okay, this will be fine. Or I can say, for example, this one is equal. How about if I put number here for this one? Is it okay? Yes, it will work same like this one. So any number will be 1, 0 will be 0. Or you can say this one is true or false. So you can say a true, and if you can say this one false, and there will be no error. Look here, there is no error. And you can print, also you can check the size of this one. So let's check the size of this one. So what is the size? The size is 1 byte, same, okay? And how about the value? If I want to print the value of this one, so it's bool, so let's print the value. Now this one means the value. So what is the value of this one when it's false? 0, same, you see? It's 0. So it will print 0 in the case of false, and it will print, but this one, you might ask, which one is better? I prefer this one. Why I prefer this one? It's more nice or more natural. You see here, true, false, not number. You can put true or you can put false. So it will make some meaningful thing here, okay? And later you can assign it anytime. You say, okay, you write some code. So you are writing some code. And after this code, you say here, oh, Boolean, for example, sorry, this one, so Boolean var change to false. So I understand what is this one, because this is looked like English, not number. Okay, so you will do a natural way. You write the code in natural way. It's much better than you are assigning number only for this case. Okay, so I really prefer this one. So it's up to you, and this is your choice. Okay, the same code will run, exactly the same code will run in the code block. So let me just recompile this one and run. It will work fine without any problem. Yeah, you see here it's working fine, no problem. Okay, so now let's continue. So this is how. Now another thing after Boolean, I would like to mention about some serious problem in the storage or the variables. Sometimes, for example, you have variable like this one, integer I equal, and this is a number, and this number is very large, as you see here. This number is the maximum number I can put in the integer, the maximum number. If you go back to my slides, so let me just open for you lecture 2, if you remember. And in lecture 2, I just mentioned what is the maximum number we can put in the integer. Here is it. The maximum positive number was this one. If you check, this number is the maximum number in the slides here. Look here. So in the slides, the maximum number, and here is it. You see, this is the maximum number you can put. Okay. Now after that, how about if I'm trying during my software, running my software, I try to save in some storage of integer, like this variable is storage. Okay, so this I'm trying to save number bigger than the maximum value I can put in this variable. What will happen? What will happen here? So what happened will be something we call it integer overflow. Overflow means like flood. There will be some flood, and that flood is bad. Why it's bad? Because the software will start calculate for you wrong output. Okay, so for example here I said print I, here again, print I as modulo I here mean integer. So print I as modulo I, and then print I plus 1. That means now you increase 1 more than the size, the maximum number you can save in integer. So the maximum number in the integer, this one. Okay, you are trying to save now number bigger than the maximum number. In this case, there will be some flood. Okay, there will be big flood, and also here there will be also big flood. When there is a flood, what will be the output? The output will be some garbage thing, wrong thing. Okay, this one is garbage. Okay, so you see here it's something, and it's negative now, change to negative. Yes, this is increased 1, but it's negative. But if you increase 2, also it start doing something strange. It's return back to the original one and put some negative here. So what I want to say here, this is a very important thing to know. Don't save values bigger than the storage, the maximum size of the storage, okay, of the variable. So if the variable is integer, Don't try to save numbers bigger than the size of the integer. Now, how to solve this problem? I don't want the software to start calculating some garbage things or incorrect things. So the solution is not to use integer. We can use bigger than integer. What is the bigger than integer? Yes, long. If we use long is for 8 bytes. This one is 8 bytes. Integer is just 4 bytes. So in this case, we can use 8 bytes to save our data. Okay, so if we think or we believe that our variable will save a big value, in this case, we must change the data type to the correct data type so there will be no overflow. Okay, so this overflow not only happen in the integer, this overflow also happen in doubles. So here is a double. So this one, double value, and double value, so we have b, and this b here equal, so I define this is a float number, and in the float number I have a and b. There are two float numbers, okay, and then I say b equal to, this one is exactly 2 to the times 10 to the power 20, okay, and then I want to add to this one plus 1. That means I want to do like this, 2, and then there will be 20 zeros. Okay, there are 20 zeros, and in the last zero number 20 here, this is 0 number 20, okay, or the 20th zero number 20. Okay, so in the last zero here, I want to change this one to 1. Okay, so in this case, you want that your computer or your storage to control what would be the value in the last bit after 20 positions. Okay, so this will not work in the case of a float. Okay, so this one will not work because usually it will not control 20 zeros after in the case of float. You cannot control the after 20 zeros. You will want to control what will be the value here. Okay, so in this case, what will happen? You will see some garbage value. Okay, so this is a garbage value which is not correct. This is just garbage value. It doesn't make sense. Okay, and the explanation for this one is here. Same like what I said. So in this case, if you are expecting to control some math, and this math has very long numbers, and you want to control the precision in this side, in this area, in the zeros far away from the here, from the first digit here. In this case, I recommend you to use bigger than a float. Don't use a float, use double. Okay, so try to increase the size of the storage or the data type. Okay, so this is something you need to remember. Okay, now let's go to the other thing. So far we talk about a Boolean data type. Now we are going to talk about a new data type. We call it string. Or it's not data type, it's like a structure. So it's a structure. Usually, maybe you remember before, we learn about character. Okay, and we said we can define character like this. We say char, and then we define the variable tol, and then we say tol equal a. This is how we can make character, or how we can create variable which can save only a single character. Okay, now how about if I want to create some variable, and that variable can save multiple characters? In this case, if you are talking about characters and you want to save multiple characters, not single character, you are talking about something we call it a string. So string is a collection of characters, not a single character, no, collection of characters. And in this case, you will define the sequence of characters in something we call it array. Array is, here is the variable. Okay, here is the variable name. Comment is the variable name. And this comment is a sequence of character. How many sequence of character? 30 characters. Okay, I reserve in the computer 30 characters, and then I will say those 30 characters are like this. P is the first character, and then L, here is it, P, L E, A, S, E, and then there is a space. As you see here, there will be space, okay? And then there is no, and then there is a space also, and then homework. And then this one here, let's count. How many characters this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 character. So this one is 18 character. But I reserve how much? 30. So that means there will be how many characters remain empty? There will be here, if you see here, there will be after K, there will automatic, the computer or the C language will add something we call it null character. This one null character to tell me that this is the end of my string. This one we call it string, okay? So the end of my sequence of character will be, I know this is the end of my sequence character by this character. We call it null character, okay? We call this one null character. And then, so that means 18 plus, there is one character, we call it null character. So how much remain empty in this sequence? The remain empty is 11 characters are just empty, okay? There are no characters inside them. Is it okay? Yes, that's okay, no problem. So this is how you can define array of characters. So before I continue and show you one example, let me just do this simple example here with you. So I will do this one this time with code blocks. So before we did the example with Visual Studio, now we do this one with code blocks. So I'm just going between these two just to let you be familiar with multiple IDE or editor to develop your software. Okay, so here for example, I can say character like this, and then here is the, okay, for example, the sentence, for example, and then I will say this sentence is, I don't forget the size of this sentence or this string. Okay, let me call it string message, or okay, I call it message. Okay, so I call it message, and this message will be like, for example, 50 characters. Okay, 50 characters, and then I will say this one is equal and semicolon, and then here I say hello, welcome to C programming. Okay, so this is a good sentence. So, but this one is less than 50. No problem, it's okay. So no less than 50, that means it will fill this one in the memory, and then after that it will put add null character here, and then done. Okay, so this is how you can define sequence of characters. You might ask, okay, professor, is it the same thing could happen with a sequence of integer? Can we make, like, for example, one variable is not one integer, multiple integer? Yes, the answer is yes. We can do exactly the same for numbers, but it will be like this. So for example, I can say here integer, and then I will say array, for example, array of characters. We call this one array, and this one is contained, for example, 5 numbers. Okay, it's 5 number, and it will be like this. Okay, so this is 5 number. I cannot now say, oh, okay, those numbers like the 1, 2, 3. No, you cannot do that. No. This is only for a string. Only for a string you make here quotation, and here is quotation. This is only for a string, not for integer. Okay, so for integer you will do this one in different way. Let me just try one way. Yes, so here, let's compile. Yes, here, as you see, we define array of integer this way, and array of character this way. Okay, array of character will be this way, array of integer will be this way. How about array of a float? Yes, array of float will be like this. Float, okay, you will do a float here, and now this is a float, so you say point, okay, this one 0.2, and this one 0.5, and this one, for example, 0.1, and this one, for example, 0.9, for example. Okay, so this is number 1, this is number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. You might ask, okay, how about if I define an array of 5 numbers and I just define 3? Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. You can define less, but not more, okay? Less, okay, more, no, okay, less. So this one is a 3. So what about the other 2? The other 2 are still not defined, okay? They will be just nothing, so not defined. So the other 2, only here we define 3, and maybe later we define the other 2. Okay, so now this is how you can define array. Now for the array of characters, which we call it string, so this is we call it string. So this one we call it array of characters, or we call this one string. Okay, we call this one a string. It's up to you. You can call it string or you can call it array of character. But what do we prefer? We prefer string. Okay, so how to print this one? So we will do like this, print f, okay, and then don't forget the semicolon, and then we say here, our message is, and then we will do something here. Now, because this one is array of character, what kind of things? So I will put this one here. I will say message. Okay, here is the message. But this message will be modulo what here? Modulo what? So this one will be modulo s, means string. Okay, so this will be like this. And then after that, maybe I can put here a new line. So let's see how this one will work. Okay, let's run. Okay, here is it. Our message is, hello, welcome to C programming. Okay, so here is it. So the message is here, okay? So you can print the message. Now you might ask, okay, this is good. Now if I don't want to print the whole message, I just want to print this character, okay? I only want to print this character. So this is okay. You just say, okay, I want to print one character, just one character. And then in this message, I say, which character you want to print? I want to print, you will make this one, the rectangle brackets, and then inside this one, choose the letter you want to print. So this one will be letter number 0. This one will be letter number 1. You say, oh, wait. You are starting from letter number 0. Why not letter number 1? This is the C programming. C programming start from letter for the array. First element in the array will be element number 0. Element number 0. So this is a sequence of characters. The first character is element number 0. Okay, this is element number 1, element number 2, element number 3, element number 4, 5, 6, okay, and so on. Okay, now I want to print element number, for example, 1. Let's see element number 1. That means what? E. So our message is, and then I will print one character, just one character, and I will put like this. Don't forget this one. This is very important. The rectangle brackets here, and then you tell me which character you want to print. So let's see if this one is working. And let's see. Our message is E. You see here, it's printing just single character, okay, from the array or from the string, okay. Now, if you want to print all, if you want to print again all, don't forget to put this one S, okay, that's it. Okay, so now let's go back to our slides. Okay, here is the first example we will see now. This is just for sake of time. I will explain this example in detail. So let's go to here, and then I will okay, I will put the example here, but I really recommend you at home, don't copy from the slides, just do it by yourself. It's really not hard. So you can do this one, but I believe you can do it. It's not hard. Okay, so here let's see, and this one here I say I create one variable weight, okay, and it's a float. And then I create two variables, size and letters. And this one will be integer, okay? So there are two variables here, two storage, one for size, one for letters. And then I create one string or array of characters. So this array, how many characters? 40 characters. And then after that, I print message. I print message on the screen, say, hi, what's your name? And then new line. Then after that, I will use scanf and wait. Now this is new. Scanf and then modular S. That means I will not read one character. Before, if you remember, we use modular C, mean read one character, or modular F, mean read one float, or modular I, mean read one integer, or modular D, mean read one integer. Okay, so now we are saying modular S. And then we will put here the name. You might ask, oh, but we forgot, oh, you forgot this and. No, there is no and for the case of a string. For the case of a string, no and, just keep it like this, okay? For the case of the array, we don't put and. Again, one more time. For the case of array, this is array, okay? This is array, not single value. It's a multiple value. In the multiple value, you don't put and, okay? This is, you must remember. In the case of a single variable, you will put and, okay? Look here, this is wait and this is and. Why wait? Because wait is just single value, okay? So I will say after that, print some string. This string will be name. The name you inserted will be here, come here. And then what's your weight in kilogram, okay? And it will ask you again to insert another number, float number now. It's a float number. And then after that, you will make size of name. So this one will tell you the size of this variable. The size of this variable is how many? Each character is just 1 byte. How many? The size of the whole array, how many? Yes, it's 40 bytes. Okay, and then here, letters. This one will tell you string len. String len is a function to calculate how much the size of the text you inserted by the keyboard. So how string strlen work? The string length. This one mean string length. Okay, so this one, how this one is working? This one will work like this. It will go count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until what? Until the null character. It will not count the whole size of the array, or it will count until null. So for example, here, if I say string length of this one, it will tell you how many characters in this one until the null. Until the null, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it will tell you 18. So it will tell you 18. It will not tell you 30. 30 is the whole size. The size until here, it will be 18. Okay? So this is the meaning of a string length. Okay? And then after that, it will tell you, hello, Tamer, for example, your name has D characters. So this one, the letter, how many letters, number, how many letters. And then your weight is, and there is a float number with 2 precision, and it will be weight. Okay, so let's see this one. It will work now, and I will put some discussion for this video, and if you have any question about the code, just ask me and I will answer you. But before I continue and execute this one, I want to, because this one string length is a function, is to calculate the string length. This one needs some library. What is the library of this one? Actually, we don't need this one now because we don't have Boolean. We need to include, okay, include library, and this library will be string.h. Okay, without this one will not work. If you don't put this one will not work. Okay, so this is, so let's start. Let's run this one. Oh, there is, here is it, the scanf again. The scanf has a problem. The problem is that you need to add this one, control secure no warning. So this one you must put it up here. So you will see here define, and Okay, no warning. Okay, if I add this one, let's compile again. Hopefully this error will not be there. Okay, so just I will Google it, this one. You will define like this: secure, CTR, secure, no warning. Okay, yeah, it works. Okay, so this is, yeah, just to forget this one. If you have error of the secure CTR, this one will not happen in the case of code blocks. Okay, okay, so this is we will say here, for example, my name is Tamer. Okay, and then this is the first message. What's your name? Here is it. What's your name? Okay, what's your name? And then I want to show you the code and the output, okay, at the same time. So, hi, what's your name? Tamer, and then I click enter. So, Tamer, here is it, Tamer, the module as here. Tamer, what's your weight? Okay, and then I will say, for example, 75, and then say, then it will continue. So it will say, hello, Tamer, your name has how many letters? And it will tell you, here is it, okay. Hello, Tamer, your name has 5 letters and your weight is 75.2 digits, only 2 digits, okay? So 0.00 kilogram, okay? So that's it. This is the output of this one, okay? So this is how you can, if you run the same code, so let's run the same code to code blocks and everything will be okay, but don't forget to include here, okay, include string and let's execute this one. Yes, no error, and then run, everything will be working okay. Okay, so this one is the I have the antivirus annoying me during the execution, so I should, for the case of okay, what's your name? Okay, for example, Young J. Okay, Young J, and then Young J, what's your weight? 70.5, and then, oh, hello Young J, your name has 8 letters and your weight is 70.5 kilogram. Okay, so this is working fine without any problem. Okay, so now let's continue. Okay, so okay, the next example, one more example here. And in this example, we will say character names. So we have character names and say, what's your name? And then you will ask you for name. And then after that, it will tell you print hello. And there will be one string. This string comes from name. Okay, it's coming from name. So this name will go to this string. Okay. And now there is something else. There is another string, and this string is coming from something we call it praise here. What is this one? This one is, look here, before the main, there is something outside of the main function, outside, before, under the include, there is something, this one. This one here is something we call it constant, we call this one constant string. This string will not change. So I will teach you today how to define constant. Okay, so this one we call it constant string, and this one is, here is the name of the variable. Okay, here is the this one, and this directive will define, this is we call directive, define is here directive, and this one is the directive name, and say this one is equal what is a super marvelous name. So this one will go here. Okay, so this one will go here, this constant string. Okay, and then after that you say print your name of some letter, occupy some memory, and you will put here number of letters will be the string length of this one will go here. String length will go here to the number of letters, and occupy memory, this one the memory required, how much memory required for your name. Memory required for your name is the whole variable, this one. How much memory for this one? How much memory we will take for this one? It's 40 character, and each character is just 1 byte. That means the size of this one in the memory will be 40. So the size of name will be 40. Okay, so size of name is 40. So if you execute this one, okay, let's execute this one. Here you have this variable. This one is the directive here, which has this string, constant string, and we will run this code and see how is the output of this one. Okay, what's your name? For example, my name is Songpei. Hello Songpei. What a super marvelous name. Your name of 7 letters. 7 come from where? From this one. String length. Okay, from this one. 7 letter. And that and occupy how much memory? This one. So your name will be exactly in the memory like this. So imagine in your RAM, this is the RAM of your computer. In the RAM of your computer, you will have this array. This array will be 40 characters. For example, imagine this one will be 21, based on our example, 21. And in this case, this one 21 bytes, okay? And you will be here, say, Songpei. So it will be So, O, N, Song. It will be Songpei like this. Okay? Songpei will be like this. And then after this one, there will be some null character. Okay? Null character. And then others are just empty, this one, okay? Not empty, they are just not used, okay? So this is not used. So the whole memory, your variable in the memory will be like this, and only the name you defined will take this place, and the other part of the name will just occupy nothing. But still, your name is taking from the computer memory this one all, okay? Because you are defining this one, and no other variable can use this memory. No one else. Who can use this memory? Only the this variable name. Only this variable can use this memory. No one else can use this memory. So this is why size of name will be 21 here in the case of this one. Okay, so yeah, this is about string. So I will prefer to stop here for this video because I don't want to make the video very long. Okay, and then we will continue in the next video.